So what's up, guys? What's up, man? So I gotta talk about a few things, man. I just went ahead and I seen the second gen I was planning on buying. So, I did a poll on a channel, and it was like a 45-50. 45 one of you guys wanted me to keep this. 50% of you guys wanted me to get the second gen. Which I myself too, I was pretty much leaning towards that, and I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to get that. So, I thought about it a few days. I couldn't really, I reached out to the guy, me and him was talking this and that, and he just pretty much gave me a little bit details about the truck, saying it was a one owner truck, it was a farm truck, such and such. It runs and drives great and such and such. So, mind you, the whole time, I haven't looked at the truck. I just got back from doing that. That the truck had no issue, and because one of the things I noticed that caught my attention was, the price. And I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. He listed up for $8.5, which is really cheap for a second gen diesel. For obviously for you to see something like a 24 valve second gen, diesel truck listed at that price, you're gonna wanna be like, damn, this is a good deal, and you're gonna wanna, obviously you're gonna wanna see it for yourself and take a look at it, see if it had any issue. But he didn't list any issue in the description when I seen it on Facebook Marketplace, and I just seen it like, hey, look, this is a perfect opportunity for me. I'm gonna have to do it. Even though I didn't sell my truck yet, I was going to somehow be able to get it, and just maybe, whenever I have somebody who want to buy this, and I'm buying it. That was the plan. But, so I woke up this morning excited, this and that, went to the bank, did what I had to do. So I went to go, I met up, I drove, he's about 45 minutes away. I met up with him it's like a kind of like a dealership garage. I seen the truck. I seen it in person now. Mind you, when before I started up, took a little look at it. I looked around. I'm gonna talk about the bad things first. The bad things first I've noticed was rust. Like, I'm talking like, I thought my truck was rusty, had rust on it, but I'm talking like it's not even. I have little surface rust on this truck. Pretty much it's not really anything concerning too much, but it could be fixed. That second gen, when I seen it, it's too much. It's a lot of rust, a lot of stuff on it rusted. It's a lot of parts on it that got to be replaced. Like, it's the bed rusted. I thought it was just the side, but it's the inside too. Like, inside of the bed is rusted out. Everything is rust. But then the second bad thing I realized when I got in the truck, started up, let it heat up for a little bit. And then I took a look underneath. Man, oh my God. I seen a lot of, it was two fluids leaking. One was from, I believe he said was like the coolant or something like that. Something that have to do with the coolant. I forgot what it's called. I had to get that replaced on my truck too, but mine wasn't leaking that bad. And then the other one was oil was leaking. I seen it was a lot of oil leaking. I'm talking about, obviously it is a diesel truck. I know some of them, like the older ones and stuff like that, most of them, they all leak oil every now and then and stuff like that, which is something that I guess common. I ain't never owned a diesel truck, but I did a little bit of research, and I see, those are some of the things that people complain about. So when I seen like the oil wasn't just dripping, that sucker was dripping every freaking seconds. I'm talking every second. It's a lot of oil. When I look underneath, I seen like a lot of a lot of oil. You could tell when something leaks a lot. Like you will see so much oil coming down. Like I'm talking, it's a lot of oil that was leaking out of that. Then I got in the truck. You know, he wanted me. He asked me. Well, I asked him to, test drive the truck, take it for a spin, which I did. He hopped in, I hopped in, and driving around the block, I realized like I said, the suspensions, everything on there is effed up. Everything on there is effed up. It's the radio work, the truck drive like a diesel truck, but I'll be honest with you guys, I drove a diesel truck before, and that's like this. I think that's like the second one I'm driving. That sucker drive like shit. I'm talking like that truck drive like shit. Like you could tell when you deal with when you a person that you deal with so many different vehicles and stuff in the past that now you know exactly what you got to look for when you buying a car or a truck, whatever. It's like I knew, like looking at that truck, like the price for is, I understand why he wanted to, I understand why he was trying to sell it for 8, but he kept telling me that, it's a daily, you could daily this and that, but I'm looking at the truck like things that on there that's not really safe. Like you driving this every day, something on there could break anytime. And I think I seen one of the suspension on the back of it was kind of looking loose. But driving the truck, it seemed like a lot of things on there needed replacement. And also noticed that it was driving like shit, man. I'm talking like the alignments was off. That's also like another common issue which it's not like a big deal, but like that made me driving my truck. It made my truck, it's funny because it's a diesel and my truck is a Hemi. And obviously my truck is a newer year, but it's not really that much of a difference. So it's not like a brand new Ram or some shit like that. But driving my truck, after I drove that truck, it made me feel like I'm driving a luxury car. I'm not even lying to you. It made my truck feel like I'm driving like one of these brand new 2023 trucks or something. That's how effed up it was. Like it seemed like whoever he got, I guess he got it was a family member car in the family, and he said they use it for, it was a farm truck, but they never replaced. It seemed like they never replaced any important stuff on there that they had replaced, because you could tell from everything. I could tell from how everything was handled on the car, and it just wasn't like, it was a little bit of disappointment. I'm gonna be honest, but it just wasn't really what. He didn't list any issue in the description. That's the crazy part. But he was a good, straightforward guy. He was telling me, it's something that needs some work, minor stuff, but it's not minor stuff for me. Like I said, like you guys gonna see, you guys gonna see how it look, and you guys decide and tell me. But like I'm talking so much stuff in there that needs a lot of replacement. Just rust. When it comes to rust, man, it's like the rust on that truck is heavy, super heavy, man. But you guys could take a look and decide for yourself and let me know what you guys think. It's just not like I give him an offer, but he was telling me, I can't take this lower. I wasn't gonna pay a full price for something like that. So I give him an offer, and I was like, you got these. He was like, I'm gonna think about it, this and that. He kept telling me, this is something that most people, you could tell when somebody having a hard time selling something, sometimes they will tend to tell you, hey, look, I have 50 people or 25 people, this and that want to purchase this vehicle, and they waiting in line. So I don't know if it's gonna be here, this and that. Like me, when I make up my mind, I knew exactly what it was, and just looking at my truck, it made me appreciate my truck and stuff. But enough of that. I'm gonna tell you guys, man, like we just gotta, it's one step at a time, man. Like by the end of this year, the goal, I'm just gonna tell you guys, man, because I ain't gonna try to beat around the bush now, because I brought it in the picture. So by the end of this year, the goal is to get a diesel truck, and I'm planning on getting a 3rd gen, obviously. And then one of the things too, I realized too, I really thought it wasn't gonna be big of a difference with my truck being a crew cab and that was a single cab, but it is a huge difference. I'm talking like I got a lot of space in my truck, and I could fit I could fit a lot of stuff back there, but that truck, it just wasn't. Overall, everything was a disappointment for me. I'm gonna be honest, man. Everything was a disappointment, but you guys check it out and see. Man, everything was just a disappointment, man. That's